it's me, Haley again. So, in the last episode, after a few hiccups at the beginning, I spent an amazing week in LA with Eric. Although, on meeting the singer Clara, who I was a huge fan of, I realized that she was such a diva, and actually really rude. Oh well, I guess it just goes to show that fame really does go to some people's heads. Luckily for me, I had the sweetest boyfriend ever, even if he was set for stardom. Going back home was bittersweet. I was eager to see my family and friends and get back to swing club. But I knew I was going to miss Eric like crazy. So, I put all my focus into helping Miss Anderson out with the yearly entrance contest. There were some seriously talented kids trying out, but it was this one boy, Phil, who impressed me the most. The piano, saxophone, guitar, you name it, he could play it. Not only this, but he also composed and produced music. Seeing him perform his self-composed songs, I had to exclaim, wow, some people got all the talent. So, okay, Phil was talented and all, but he reminded me of Eric. Last year, at this same stage, in the last entrance contest of our club, he also shined like that. Eric's debut received enthusiastic support from audiences and experts. As a result, he was on the front page of pretty much every newspaper going, and his song kept on being played on the radio. I was so proud of him, but to be honest, I felt a bit sad and envious of Eric. You see, I had singing dreams too, but don't get me wrong, Eric's success was the driving force for me to try harder. In fact, I planned to apply to a university in LA after graduation so that I could work on my career while being close to him. Anyway, for now, I had school to focus on. Talking of school, West High was celebrating its 50th anniversary, so each club had to perform. And naturally, Miss Anderson was adamant that swing club's performances would be the best. We all sat in a circle in the meeting room, and Miss Anderson asked us one by one if we had any ideas for songs to perform. Anna was desperate to sing a Miley Cyrus song, and Kurt wanted to do a singing and dancing act. When she got to Phil, he gave an awkward look, then said, "Well, I guess I have this one song I think would work well, but it needs a singer." Then he played the demo, and wow, it was so good. I immediately said, "Phil, it's a great song. I'll do it." But then, in a cold voice, he replied, "No, you don't match my compositions." This took me by surprise, so I asked him, "Why? Why not me?" Not only did he not answer me, he also pushed his seat back, then walked out of the meeting. Everyone started whispering, and I heard comments such as, "That's so awkward," and "How embarrassing!" Miss Anderson looked flustered, but then she continued to go around the circle as normal. I sat there as red as a tomato and feeling confused. Did he have to be that cruel? I mean, what had I ever done to him? Or he thought that I was not talented enough? But Phil's song was really good, and I wanted to sing that song. I was going to try my hardest to convince Phil that I was the best choice for his song. For the next few days, I kept following Phil and made every effort to persuade him, but it didn't work. I walked up to his locker singing part of the song, but he slammed his locker door shut and walked off. Then I persuaded Anna to talk to him and tell him that my voice would match perfectly with his song, but he told her the answer was still no, and to tell me to quit pestering him. Why was he so stubborn? I really couldn't understand what the hell he was thinking. If all this wasn't stressful enough, the rumors started in the press. They said that Eric was dating someone. I freaked out, thinking my name and picture would be plastered all over the front page. Only there was no mention of me at all. In fact, all the articles were super vague. I knew Will thought it would be problematic if news got out Eric was dating a nobody. And of course, I didn't want to damage his career. But at the same time, I was sick of keeping everything so secretive. I guess a part of me just wanted to shout to everyone, "Right, I'm Eric's girlfriend, the charming star who's taking over LA right now." But after all, fortunately, the press didn't mention me at all. It was good for Eric, and for me as well. I just wanted people to know about me for my talent, not my scandal. But it was also strange. How did the press know he was dating someone? Had someone spotted us on the streets of LA? That night, I texted Eric to ask him about it, but he didn't reply. Sigh. Then one weekend morning, while I was lying in my room, thinking about how to persuade Phil to let me sing his song, I got a text from Anna. She sent me a link, and when I clicked to read it, I was shocked and couldn't believe what I was reading. It was an article saying, Eric, the newest star on the block's secret girlfriend is finally revealed. It's none other than chart sensation, Clara. What? This couldn't be right. There's no way Eric would do this to me. I needed to hear Eric's version, so I urgently grabbed my phone and rang him. I waited for so long, but no one picked up. What had happened? Why didn't he answer his phone? I became nervous and kept calling him again and again. I had to ask him the truth, or else I would explode. When I almost wanted to give up, suddenly Eric replied,
Hallie, it's me.
I stammered. Eric? What happened? How could you? Without letting me finish my sentence, he replied,
Haley, please, believe me. It's just a rumor. There's nothing between us. I'll publish a disclaimer soon. I miss you.
I burst into tears and sobbed.
Don't cry. I miss...
The phone went dead. What happened? He hasn't even finished the sentence yet. I called him back, but he didn't answer. Then a message arrived.
Babe, I'm preparing my new songs and I'm kinda busy. I'll call you back when I have free time. Don't worry, everything'll be okay. X.
I couldn't help but feel hurt. I needed reassurance right now. But he didn't have any time for me. But I guess he was just super busy at the moment. So I decided to believe him and wait for him to correct the press about that rumor. Yes, that was it. This was just some kind of rumor. Every celeb had at least one, right? I waited for Eric's call, but it didn't come, and nor did the public disclaimer. The articles about Eric and Clara continued, but still, he didn't even send me a message. Was he so busy that he couldn't text me back? Not even once while things were messed up like this? Worse still, I had to go into swing club knowing everyone was gawping at me and talking about me behind my back. Someone even put one of the articles about Eric and Clara in my locker. Ugh! Weeks passed, and I hadn't heard a word from Eric. I missed him like crazy, but I couldn't do anything else. So, one afternoon, after practice, instead of going home, I decided to go to the old outdoor stage in the park, where Eric had taken me before. I needed somewhere quiet to find peace of mind. I lied down on the stage and looked up in the sky. The sun was setting, and I remembered the first time Eric brought me here, and we'd talk about our life and dreams. But now, it was just me, lying here and missing him. I pulled out the phone from my bag and looked through our old photos, which we took in LA. I suddenly smiled. Both of us looked so happy together, but now that felt like a lifetime ago. I opened Instagram to see if he posted something new, because, honestly, it was the only way for me to know how he was recently. Then I froze when I saw a picture. Eric was sitting next to Clara while she was leaning her head gently on his shoulder and smiling. To make it worse, the caption below was, "Nice weekend." Oh my God, I couldn't believe my eyes. He told me not to worry and to believe him, and that he would deny the rumor. I trusted him, and this is what I got in return? The comment section was full of fan comments, such as "Couple of the Year" and "Finally he confirmed it." I burst into tears with anger. I couldn't even breathe. It hurt. It hurt so much. Shakily, I took the phone and dialed Eric's number. Of course, no one replied, as usual, but I kept calling him. I wouldn't give up. I deserved the truth. Finally, he picked up the phone. Without letting him say anything, I shouted, "How could you treat me like this? Just tell me the truth." Someone spoke out.
Haley? It's me, Will. Eric's busy producing a new song, so he can't pick up the phone. If you have something important, you can tell me, and I'll pass it on.
I got up the nerve and replied, "Please let me know. Is the rumor about Eric and Clara real or not?" Will calmly said,
"Yeah, it is. They're dating."
What Will had said was like a knife to my heart. I was totally frozen. Everything was clear, but I still chose to believe him blindly. It was all my fault. It was dark now, but I sat still, motionless on the stage, my heart sunk in my chest. Then the tears began to flow. Suddenly, I heard someone saying,
"Ooh la la, what do we have here? Look, a little cat is crying."
I looked up and saw 2 boys around my age staring at me. One of them approached me.
"Hey, beautiful, why are you so sad? Let us take you to another place and have some fun, okay?"
He reached his hand toward me. I yelled at them, "No! Stay away from me!" I pushed his hand away and tried to shout loudly, but he didn't give up. He smirked at me and said,
"No one's gonna hear you. Come on, come with me."
Then he started dragging me forward. I shouted out for help, but it was getting late, so no one was around to hear. Or so I thought. Suddenly, I heard a voice behind me sharply say,
"Stop! Let her go!"